All right, YouTube, what's going on? Matt Kennedy here. Welcome to the Fantasy Draft kickoff day. It is December 12th. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you have a great and happy week start. If you are in the league, then the draft is tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Coverage will start at 9 o'clock p.m. Shortly after Monday Night Football in Arizona. Um, I accidentally started the league a little bit early, so the first two picks got auto-picked. And the first two picks were Mahomes and Allen anyway. That's really who the first two picks should be. I don't really see why it would not be Allen or Mahomes X Factor. For those of you who are not going to be in the league, you are more than welcome to join us tonight to watch the draft of this franchise that will be on this series of this YouTube channel. It is PS5 Fantasy Draft online franchise. Abilities are on, and there are ability rules, so it's not a mutt free for all. Also, there's like some high point rules. There's a play call rule. You cannot call the same play more than 3 times in a game. Only there is no play cooldown though, so if you want to call it 3 times in a row, go ahead. Then you're done the whole game with it, right? Um, the goal of this video, I'm the coach by the way. I got the 11th pick, which I always find a way to get a middle pick. I don't know why it always is. I really don't want a middle pick. I want a top 10 pick for a top 10 player, or I want a bottom 10 pick for 2 picks in a row, pretty much. That's just me. Um, Here's what's going to happen. Yes, we did start the league early, but you can use this to set your draft board up. Okay? If you hit a player right here, you are able to, I believe, add him to your. Are you able to like highlight a player or something like that, or add him to your draft board or whatever? I think that's only the NFL draft, not the. I thought you were able to like pick players on a draft board. I guess not, but still, you can still use this as a way of getting a head start, looking at all the players, looking at their devs, superstar X factor. Do they have an X factor? Do they have superstar abilities of a star, whatever? So if you guys don't know what the different like things mean, if you are a normal ability, that's Geno Smith, he will develop his overall and his ratings at a normal rate. Okay. He'll still develop, but also keep in mind that he's not going to develop as fast. There's also one called Star, which Tua has. This is above normal, and it's going to be a little bit faster than normal. No abilities on that player. Then there's something called Superstar. So, like Justin Herbert, you don't get an X factor, but you will develop at the fastest rate. You will get superstar abilities. Okay? Now keep in mind there are some ability rules, so they're still going to be overpowered, but it's not like it's going to be the most overpowered thing ever, right? Then there's X Factor like Lamar Jackson. Okay? Lamar Jackson, the thing about him is he will get the fastest rate for XP like Superstar, but he also has an X Factor, which gives him also more abilities, which we're going to explain here in a little bit. Now, that's XP stuff, but it's not just your dev trait, it's also your age. Age does matter. So just because Dak Prescott is superstar, X Factor, and just because, let's go down here to Aaron Rodgers or whatever, right? Aaron Rodgers, just because they're both X Factor superstar, you obviously want to pick the younger player, right? Unless you're a win now team. But I mean, I know I'm giving away a $25 gift card for whoever wins his first Super Bowl or whatever. But at the end of the day, you still want to think a little bit long term. Like, how can I win multiple Super Bowls? How can I create a dynasty, right? Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, probably going to last you a year or two. This franchise is going to last hopefully 5 to 7 seasons. Okay, so you want to think more of the longevity of it. Okay, so those are some tips, okay? Age and dev traits matter a lot in this game, okay, franchise. Now, my tip for you, okay, and again, I have pick 11. If you want to know my strategy, I'm not going to give too much away because there are some picks in front of me here that could be watching the video and all that stuff. But if you want to know more about my draft strategy, then join tonight's stream for the fantasy draft. We are hoping to have over 20 people draft tonight, but we do know it is not a perfect world. There will be some CPU teams, there will be some CPU drafted teams for some users who are at work or school or some bullshit. So at the end of the day, there will be some CPU like drafts going on, but we're doing our best. It is what it is. My recommendations for you all, okay, going into the draft: create a backup franchise. So this is a backup franchise. I call it a dumb franchise. My dummy franchise. You go in your dummy franchise and you're able to see what abilities go on each player. So if I go to the NFL here, I go to rosters, right? Let's go to quarterbacks, right? You can see what abilities these players get, right? So I go right here to abilities. Notice how they get 5 ability spots, right? But if I go to a superstar quarterback, like let's say Herbert, he only gets 2 spots. On top of that, there's going to be some abilities they can't get. You can't just get every ability. There's thresholds. You have to be an 85 overall scrambler to get that. You have to be a 90 overall improviser to get Dash Deadeye, right? So go through a dummy franchise and see what can my quarterback get. Just because Lamar Jackson's so great, because he's not the best field general strong arm, he's not going to be able to get all the abilities. He can't even get set feet lead, right? So be careful when picking your players. Make sure you're able to get the abilities you want. Okay, if you're in the league, go to the rules tab in the Discord and see what abilities are prohibited on players or whatever. Okay. Running backs. One thing I'll give you is let's go to John Taylor, right? John Taylor's a really good player, right? X Factor, whatever. But because his receiving is so low, 78, you're not able to get running back apprentice. There is no backfield master on in franchise. So one of the best ones for receiving is running back apprentice. The Texas route, right? You're not able to get that unless you have 85 receiving back. You're probably not going to get 85 receiving back for some time. You got to power them up, right? Through XP bars. So at the end of the day, be careful in when you draft someone, does he fit your scheme? Okay? So I'm not going to go through every single little thing. There are some things I want you to figure out on your own, but that's enough where it's like, okay, now, because a lot of people just think it's just about the players, the abilities. Like, there's a lot more thought to this game than just that. Okay, we are doing 12 rounds and then simming the draft, so you're not going to be able to draft your entire team, but you'll be able to draft enough positions where it's going to be pretty much your team you drafted, right? So that's pretty much that. Keep in mind also for like strategy, your front office, your staff, whatever, going under, playbooks. You can use any NFL playbook you want, but you will have an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, personnel coach, whatever. There's also going to be a talent tree. So you're able to go through, upgrade this as you can with points stuff like that, which will give your team some boosts. Okay? So make sure you seek out your franchise. You're looking at everything possible, whatever. Be smart about it. And in general, that is our goal for tonight's draft. Be smart, look what matters, build your team you want, and know what positions are more replaceable than others. You know, what should be your franchise corner piece, right? That's the goal. We'll go from there. See you tonight. Peace.